Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Milo. The character that today's fight record is going to circle around is none other than Siro, one of the 3 protagonists from the Mortal Kombat Conquest television series. Despite the series taking place 10 generations before the tournament where Liu Kang defeats Shang Tsung, the majority of the Mortal Kombat cast is still around. So, how does Siro fare against them? Siro's first fight is during the introduction of another of the show's protagonists, that being Taja. Siro is escorting the local baron's daughter when Taja and her bandits attack them. Siro beats them, bumping him up to 1-0. Now, I'm not going to count any fights against any unnamed opponents. So even though he beats this Lin Kuei guy that can't keep his mask on straight, he's not getting a point for it. In that same episode, he does fight Sub-Zero, though. However, there is no conclusive winner as Raiden interrupts the fight before there is a definitive finish. So, Siro doesn't get a point for that either. Siro does get to beat up some more no-name goons. The next named character that he gets to fight against is Jola. Her Black Dragon fire abilities stop working and she runs away. So that's close enough to a win for me. Siro moves up to 2-0. He ends up fighting Kung Lao when Quan Chi pits them against each other. Now sure, Siro was drunk during this fight, but it doesn't matter, still counts as a loss, bumping him down to 2-1. Then, in episode 11, Thicker Than Blood, Siro teams up with his brother to take on Scorpion, but unfortunately, they lose, bumping Siro down to 2-2. His next encounter is against the Edenian Prince Rain, in episode 12, Shadow of a Doubt. He fights Rain one-on-one and loses. But before Rain can finish him off, he is narrowly saved by Katana, bumping Siro down to 2-3. Tomas is his next opponent. Not to be confused with the current iteration of Smoke. This Tomas is a Johnny Cage stand-in. Since Johnny Cage can't actually be present in this story since it takes place hundreds of years before any of the events in the games that Johnny Cage is a part of. But Siro loses this one as well. Then in episode 18, In Cold Blood, Siro encounters Reptile, which he also loses. This time ending up being saved by Anka and Kiri. His next fight is in episode 19, Flawed Victory, which is appropriate because he fights Xian, one of Quan Chi's assassins. And the way things were going, it seemed like maybe he wasn't going to win. But Taja jumps in and together they beat Xian. So we're counting it, that's one more win for Siro. Then in episode 20, Balance of Power, Siro, Taja, and Kung Lao all team together to fight Queen Kreia. Now sure, 3-on-1 might not seem fair, but this is the equivalent of them 3-on-1ing a SNK boss. So we're still counting it as a win for all 3. And it is Siro who gets the final hit in. And that's it. Every major fight that Siro had in Mortal Kombat Conquest. Throughout the majority of the show, he is the unnamed Goon Smasher. But he seemingly comes up short whenever he has to fight anybody from the main Mortal Kombat roster. But if he gets a partner that isn't his brother, he seems to do rather well in team battles. But alright, that's where I'm calling it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.